Good afternoon. My name is Supreme Apostle Pasha. I'm Supreme Apostle, Supreme Lord Jesus Christ, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, centered in Salt Lake City, in Utah, in US. President Thomas Spencer Monson is the president and former first presidency. I, Supreme Apostle Pasha, you are Supreme Apostle of Supreme Lord Jesus Christ. I'm working on a project by the plan that I, Supreme Apostle Pasha, are working on as Jesus Christ. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Saints supposed to be translating to heaven's glory and to ascend to the presence of Supreme Elohim, the presence of Supreme Yahweh, and highest into the highest supernal glory, highest supernal heaven. We have 20% or so replying that we may have ascension now in this 10 years of the 21st century. And I was trying here in London, we are now in Covent Garden in Apple Store. So we have on exhibition of a science museum and chapel. And then we also have a new chapel, near new chapel in Linfield on Westboro. We have there the temple, this is the same for all the temple is the center. So I was actually trying to persuade a man also there, of the saints, the disciples of Jesus Christ, and it was quite successful. So members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are really having excitement to ascend to heaven. But the success was only as far as you can now see. I'm still here on earth. I was striving to ascend. So approximately since I'm 32 already, I was saying, Harry, I need to now ascend. And now I'm 34 and still here. So what can a man do in this time, in this 21st century, to ascend to heaven? So we was learning somewhat from the past, and so we realized that we would like to be as Jesus Christ or better, as it is advised by Supreme Jesus Christ, by the record of John the evangelist in chapter 14, verses 12 to 15, and there is advice also in Gospel of St. Matthew the Evangelist, chapter 5, verse 48, and chapter 19, verse 21, there is advice of Jesus Christ for us to be as Jesus Christ, or even as his Father, even greater acts to accomplish. Therefore, I thought that my super expert was so discovering what might be the challenge. At that time, we are somewhat more cultivated in 21st century as those Christians of the old times. Even in many cases, apostles as Peter, James, and John was more cultivated as some of the people that lived in this 21st century, as there was apostles of Supreme Lord Jesus Christ. But we can do better, and we thought that is exactly the word of wisdom that we shall advise to those that live in 21st century, that it might not be only with those 10 apostles in the past tense, but I believe that also they can hear us and they can help us to be somewhat more beautiful, somewhat more white, somewhat more celestial, somewhat more eternal. So regarding the word of wisdom, we discovered that not only Joseph Smith received a revelation of the word of wisdom by the Doctrine and Covenants of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as a book, or maybe in the Doctrine and Covenants of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as in the book, and by the Spirit of promise, by the Spirit of truth, by the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints with friendships, by our desire to ascend to heaven to be pure, we can discover that as Joseph Smith in 1833 was in Kirtland in February 1833. It was maybe at the time as Joseph Smith had a store there in Kirtland, and he had a shop, and he was selling or giving free food and dress, food, drink, dress, yeah, and it was also tools, tool shop, or universal store. And then Joseph Smith revelation, what to eat and what to drink. So I'm not saying that everything which Joseph Smith is right, because according to our later revelations, Joseph Smith was found dead and was found decomposed and officially reported as a dead person in grave as decomposed. So that's not any good example. So we don't say that Joseph Smith is bad, but it is sorts of evil soul that is dead and lazy. lays down in great decomposition. So it was happening also to other people that was found there, also to royal highnesses, and they are suffering great decomposition. So we will not content them. We want that people are resurrected. But if you remember the example of Jesus Christ, we may consider when was the word of wisdom actually instituted. So the word of wisdom, according to Genesis, is the law that was given by God to our first parents Adam and Eve in Garden of Eden, and also to Noah on Mount Ararat, as well as to Abraham by Melchizedek, and then finally by Jesus Christ to his disciples in an upper room in Jerusalem. So Joseph Smith was not first, Jesus Christ also is using him. What is actually the formula of the word of wisdom is that all disciples of Supreme Lord Jesus Christ, or all children of God, supposed to partake ultimately of those herbs that are pleasing unto the sight of God and good for food in the sight of Supreme Elohim and the sight of Supreme Yahweh freely. So this is what it actually the word of wisdom is. Joseph Smith was adding prudent thanksgiving. So if we partake ultimately of those herbs, ultimate helps that not any cheese or any milk or any so partial liquids, so lactose whey powder or any. I'm actually not at this in the idea quality, but I would like to get the quality, and I hope that also this video might help us to be somewhat more helpful to one another. Um, this video might move us forward to being kinder and to considering how can we keep the word of wisdom, what may help us. So there need to be only herbs, and it ultimately ought to be those herbs that are pleasing to the sight of God. I mean, it's a beautiful herb, and also good food in the sight of God. I mean, it just will really feel good that we eat, that we eat. So there are different circumstances that members of the Church discuss a lot of sense as this video dedicated to Supreme Lord Supreme Yahweh enters most of the disciples, and it seems momentarily by the political situation of the weaponry systems that the Mormons are complete governors of this planet Earth from Salt Lake City. In reality, so that Jesus Christ governs, but the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Saints as the ultimate governor in the White House in Washington D.C. It seems to be most effective and most pleasurous church, of most joy, and we see that it is a dominant church also in Disney Channel, also in other television channels. So that's a church that brought us most of the Holy Ghost. We have it now in 21st century abundantly. So is there any particular person like Joseph Smith or Brigham Young, John Taylor? Not. It is really Jesus Christ in the church, so it's a mystery of Jesus Christ. A church is filled with different sorts of deceiving information. So we now would like to concentrate on the most important. Jesus Christ is the sacrament was vegan form, and as we was praying, we felt like if Jesus was in a cloth, like if we appear in a cloth, and like in that cloth, like if that cloth sound not only that is vegan, good of wisdom, but that also vegetarian might be acceptable. So that's what we need to explain that it might appear to us that we see Jesus and we feel like he spoke to us, but we will need to maybe pray some more if that is the answer, if that is the truth, if that is the real state of things, if that will be here will help us to ascend to heaven, or if it is only sorts of confusing information. And now in this now, as we wondered about what we eat and what an upper was instituted, so that was a bread as a vegan bread, maybe unleavened bread, and then there was wine as a representative for fruits or herbs. Now, anybody seen a fruit that is in warm and is no more hanging on tree, and sometimes also hang on tree, and they get moldy? So Jesus Christ was actually choosing sorts of fruit that is alcoholizated, so that's with some alcohol, so it might be pure also inside, and the bread might also be pure inside, so the intention is sure. So fine alcoholic wine. But we now need to live in this time of Mormons and the military terror. So we have military bases of Mormons, the American military bases all around the world. Since Cold War, the American military bases are almost everywhere. And we want the church is strong, so we actually are not very much for those military bases of Mormons everywhere, but we are also not absolutely against the military bases of Mormons. We just sort of would like to ascend to heaven, so we're looking at an optimum that we don't need to do the too great and too long changes. We would like to plead with Supreme Lord Supreme Yahweh that in this situation as now is have ascensions to heaven as a glorious experience for all mankind as a testament of Jesus Christ that might bring all those that will recognize it as happening to greater faith in Jesus Christ, repentance, and those who was not baptized and baptized, those who was already baptized to renew the covenant of baptism, maybe we attending the sacrament where they cannot attend. I tell myself that I can anywhere where I live, but then I realize that it's anywhere where Jesus wants me to. So let us believe in supreme Jesus Christ. Let us believe that there is something more than just a vegan form of beautiful and um, celestial food that was also instituted in the Garden of Eden or before our first forefathers went to the Garden of Eden as forefathers of children of God. Uh, our forefathers instructing to partake of such a wholesome herbs. And Noah also, as seen rainbow, was also instructing Abraham by Melchizedek. So what more can we have as a summary of what is helpful to us? So we maybe set it into such a 3 or 4 main um, objectives. So first, um, Jesus Christ was transfigured on Mount. So before Jesus was reportedly, because we received report and we have a testimony of Jesus Christ that he really got the authority to forgive us and to accept us um, to heaven, also children to accept to heaven and youth, and also those who are in 20s, and also those who are in that age as Jesus said in 30s, and also those older, they are still young, can name them young. So as Jesus, pardon, so we actually recognize Jesus Christ as the holder of the authority. Um, and Jesus, before he actually reportedly was experiencing any hurt to himself, he was approximately 32 and he didn't have any wound and he was not experiencing any illness. So he was absolutely perfect as in heaven. Maybe he had already some uh, minor disabilities that was sort of sign of perfection. Maybe he was not shining as perfectly white as in heaven. Maybe he was looking like a Mediterranean Jew. But I'm sure that his teeth was completely white and the thing, and I'm sure that his smile was eternal. This guy's smile has an eternal display. Eternal place of a smile, and as he appeared, and people were sure that was someone very important appearing as King of all kings and Lord of all lords. And he was deciding that, anyways, that people think that he's only Ilsa or Elia or Moses or Enoch. And anyways, the apostles just said that he is Messiah of God, and that's it. So that's, anyways, he was promising them the authority to sit on us in heaven as the only begotten in flesh, as the great Yahweh, literally great Yahweh, and as creator and savior of all mankind. And Jesus Christ is promising to put in John as said to Peter, "Blessed are thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for it was not flesh and blood that revealed unto thee that I am Messiah of God, but the Father is in heaven. I give unto thee, therefore, the authority to seal on earth and in heaven." And maybe some more specific information Jesus Christ was adding to explain by word and by feelings and maybe by glorious visions to Peter, James, and John and to other apostles what is that authority that Jesus Christ was conferring upon them and was ordaining them to act in their authority. And then he brought Peter, James, and John upon a mount and was transfigured before them. So that's also very glorious. He was so merciful, so compassionate, so charitable, and so exceedingly generous to them in forgiving them and in giving them the instruction. And he was shining there and was ready to ascend to heaven. And now we can read in the Gospels there as Jesus was transfigured on a mount that he was conversing with 2 persons, and some died and wrote down that it was Moses and Elia, and it is surely so that there was Moses and Elia, but I'm sure that mainly we shall have written that Jesus was conversing with was Supreme Elohim and Supreme Yahweh, that Jesus really was conversing with his Father, as only begotten with his Father converse. the only begotten appeared to Jesus Christ, pardon, Supreme Being appeared to only begotten flesh, Supreme Lord Jesus Christ, at the Mount of Transfiguration, and on the right was Jesus Christ himself as eternal Lord, and that's how Jesus was instructing by Mount Transfiguration. Well, I'm not saying that I have too much of support by Salt Lake City. They still in sorts of worshipping, codering. They're still killing Francis Bella Johnson Monzo and decomposing her, and President Gordon Hinckley also doesn't seem to be very much exciting for ascension. I sometimes seen Wilford Woodruff, like Wilford Woodruff and John Taylor Bonnet already ascend. They maybe loved my grandfather. He was branch president in Czech Prague Mission. And I actually, in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, so I actually thought that we may have some more understanding of the word of wisdom, that it is very easy for any celebrities to give the word of wisdom, unless they're alcoholics or narcomans or celebrities that have lots of money. They really have plentiful of wealth and bank accounts and whoever knows how all this money was put together, what was actually persuading the governors to get the money together with celebrities, right? So God truly knows, and many of the saints knows, and many of the people. So let us now believe, brothers and sisters in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and others. I'm inviting also all those who are not at this time members to desire to be members and to get the want to be translated to heaven's glory, to get the want to ascend to heaven in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We need the church to grow. I'm sure that as Jesus Christ will see the Church of Jesus Christ grows, the increase the quantity, Jesus Christ will also give a quality, and we will therefore build upon Jesus Christ, we'll build upon the doctrine of Jesus Christ, therefore Jesus Christ will show even more miracles. So let us have Church of Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints, great. Let us have churches in between each other to be exemplary. And let us remember that President Monzo, along with all those wars and battles and criminality and terror that President Thomas Prince Monzo was putting together in these last 8 years of his, or 6 years of his ministry, let us believe that President Monzo did something good. I remember, well, in London was good. It was like tricky somewhat. President Monzo was, for instance, withdrawing the Family History Center from Hyde Park building, that is such a famous building for Family History Center. It's no more there, and it's reported that Family History Center is now in National Archives in the Kew Gardens. So it's such a trick that Monzo did, and if it is very successful, maybe yes, because President Monzo was still keeping the Family History Center already in Kew Gardens for about 2 years, only 1 year, I think. So that's maybe 2 years soon, 1.5 year in Kew Gardens, 2.5 some say. So there is somewhat success about that matter. Kew Gardens, there's National Archives of Great Britain. It is sort of hidden place, like a military place. So there's no train stop nor bus stop there. It is absolutely hidden place, completely far away. Men need about half an hour walk from any bus stop or from any. Or maybe there is any bus stop, but the buses are coming so seldom that I didn't even see bus stops. So that's a hidden place in Kew Gardens, far away from any sorts of center, from any station. And to get there is really far from center, so it's almost Heathrow Airport. Not, but it's halfway, and the train that goes there is quite slow train. What can we see there? Blessings. Really, there's some blessing. As President Monson was deciding, right? Yeah, so, but what we surely found blessing by President Thomas Monson in London, in the United Kingdom, in European Union, in Northern Legislative Organization, in its European part. There is a Book of Mormon musical here by President Monson. So anything worse than President Monson did, like killing of his wife, Frances Johnson Monson, or President Hinckley and President and who knows anybody President Monson was going to kill. Or he was trying to persuade people to be atheists or agnostics or antichrists or Satanists, that the children of President Monson might believe in Jesus Christ and the others not. So let us now be helpers to all mankind. Let us be helpers to each one. Let us see in everyone that it is created an image of God and likeness to their extent they are really human beings. Let us see in them Christianity. Let us see in them those who are disciples of Lord Jesus Christ. Let us help one another to be one another's keepers, our brothers keepers. For those who are much given, as much required, and let us therefore have $2 million for every American citizen and every American national and everyone that lives in the United States of America, $2 million per week per person, promised for 1,000 coming years. I'm sure the American president will be so exciting if he understands that this is a commandment of Jesus Christ. I just really interpreting the commandments of Jesus Christ is really that American president shall meet with the government of the United States of America and within the Congress. Um, they shall absolutely 100% agree, each one that is there, also in their terminology, um, everyone that lives in America supposed to receive a promise and $2 million equivalent per week per person. That how can we somewhat closer explain? That is because we have a church for so long already on our, so it's the Church of Jesus Christ. We don't have any more prophets like the Mormons ever believe that they are prophets. The end of prophets, Old Testament finished. We now supposed to have here heavens on earth is in heaven, and ascensions into heaven. So we shall not do any of these sorts of lies. The law of tithes and offerings is not celestial law of consecration, but it's absolutely separate law. So there's not. We as disciples of Jesus Christ, as children of God, are now taught that we shall have all reach, not only as one of the choice names for family or surnames, but we shall really all reach in as America. I feel as American president, also as European president, as Russian Federation president, to make people poor or impoverished or or troubled. That's not anymore in practice. If we give to everyone, to millions, it will be easy also for those who are jail person to get education and family and to be absolutely resocialized. And for all those who was all the time social that they had their gift, there was a part of the government or closest to the government of the United States of America, and also in those other units as European Union and Russian Federation, all those will find it much more glorious than before. So they was in great glory, it was always social, and now they will receive even more glory. $2 million equivalent per week per person. It's very easy in this credit system. We will just set there maybe some limits. And now how can we produce so much products of food and drink as well as of dress and whatsoever else possible to buy when we can employ youth? Let us remember the Supreme Lord Jesus Christ, between he was 12 years of age and 29 years of age, he was working manually, and then he ascended to heaven. So let us, for all those, for absolutely all youth, without exception, let them work. But there is some work for each one. The manually can everyone perform, except exception, of course, it might be different. But let us believe the almost by exception, anyone that is between 12 years of age since birth of the mother's womb until 29 years of age um, since the birth of the mother womb. They may have the manual working, and then those who are 30 or older can already have some vacation times, which translates to ascend to heaven, actually help in management and leadership, and to work in office, not need to go into industry, into the construction anymore. But we'll have the young people working, and they will be perfect. They will know why they're working. They will also be godchildren. We have now since 18 begot children, and if we see that they are really prospering, that they usually does good work, we will meet them also since 16 to have already children. Isn't it glorious to have service missions until 29, as Jesus had, by his eternal example? And we can have some more qualities. Jesus had just promised that we can do greater, and not only regarding the physical labors and accomplishment of the physical products, but we may have ascensions to heaven in great groups. 144,000 per week, 144,000 for 24 hours. 144,000 of Israel, of the tribes of Israel, to ascend to heaven per hour. That we can also have, we can get the order also into races. We may request to know how to manage the guide each one, if it is a European looking person or if it is Hindu China or if it is African, that each one may know how it is. That we might know just we might not just need to hope that we know or think ourselves that we know, but they might be absolutely sure that how it was meant. Yes, some Europeans and some others. Yes, thank you. So that for us to be more beautiful and to help one another to increase beauty, uh, we need to get some more conscious. We need to obey dictates of our conscience, especially those who are much given, much is required for if we're driving for to the extremes. Will we be ever happy? Or will they be ever happy? Or will government ever happy? We need to now already understand the time and season is that we are in 21st century and we supposed to preach and share the equality of the household of heaven, the equity of the household of heaven, as if Jesus Christ was second time already among us. So as Jesus Christ is second time already among us, or as if he was second time already among us, the equality and equity to preach or to administer, as we have American president to administer to American citizens as an example, that would be very easy to accept also by European and Russian Federation, Ukraine, Belarus. And if we have already this Northern Hemisphere preach, that was surely also Chinese and Hindus and others applying, that we may have on this planet Earth these heavens and earth and heaven ascensions into heaven at this time. So, there's a month in the organizing in London is Book of Mormon musical. So we can um, say thanks not only for that, for anything the President Moses did good. There are some small differences there. President Moses did good, and we looking forward that we might have also great changes, even they will like to us and anyways to have in between, but maybe to start up something more beautiful or something faster than we was having until now, somewhat more glorious. So why would, why would therefore rather choose to sing? Let us choose now to have a hymn. We're choosing from Gospel of St. John the Evangelist from Bible New Testament, Gospel of St. John the Evangelist, chapter 13, verses 33 to 35. As I have loved you, love one another. Please hear commandment, love one another. By this shall man know that you are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. Oh, thank you. Love you. God be with us till we meet again.